again. This is another one of my bitch rants and tirades. I figured it's close to St. Patty's Day, might as well green it up a bit and make another one. So, speaking of St. Patty's Day and speaking of Irish, now what's always amazed me? The food substance, the potato. It's the only food thing that I've ever found out you could actually eat for an entire year straight, morning, noon, dinner, lunch, everything in between, night. You can start out in the morning with hash browns, have potato chips or french fries with your on-the-go meal, and then come home to mashed potatoes and maybe a baked potato. It's an insipid food, an amazing food. Why? Because not only is it a food substance, it's a weapon, and you can make alcohol from it. Trust me, vodka, some of it is actually made from potatoes. And it can also be used for a weapon. I have a different pipe today, you probably noticed. I have a fair amount of them. I probably won't be smoking the same pipe every time. But anyway, back to what I was saying about potatoes. Potatoes are also amazing because they can also be used as a weapon of mass destruction. Piece of PVC pipe, some hairspray, an ignition source, and a spud in the end of that thing. And if you're really evil and foul, throw some nails into the potato too. You got yourself a weapon that can kill, hurt, and maim anybody. Not only can you eat it, you can kill people with it. You can also use it for kindergarten painting things by carving them in half and cutting little foul, evil, obnoxious symbols into it and scaring your kindergarten teacher. I also love potatoes because they were also a great prank item. Any car, any muffler, and a bag of potatoes at 3 o'clock in the morning, you have yourself set for a very entertaining morning the next day when your asshole neighbor's trying to get to work because he's late because he was too busy fucking the neighbor's wife, the other neighbor's wife, and trying to get out to his car and to find out it ain't going nowhere because somebody tried to make mashed potatoes in his tailpipe. Entertaining. Yes. Another thing that I've always thought was interesting. Have you ever driven down the road and you've ever noticed that Cadillac cars do not age gracefully? No, you're wondering what the hell I mean by this. Have you ever seen a very happy looking vintage 1972 Cadillac rolling down the road? No, this car looks like it's out to eat and devour and run over anything and everything that gets in front of it. You're like, what do you mean by that? Let's see here. 1972 Cadillac, around 45 years, you'd be a little bit pissed off too and want to take out every little rice grinder that happens to cut you off. I know I would. I love older cars. This is why. America has forgotten how to make good cars. See, I love the fact that back in the day we used to build battle tanks, put them out on the road, and just say, have at it. Whatever you hit will get the fuck out of the way because you will probably kill it, destroy it, or run over it. Nowadays every car looks like a goddamn flying jelly bean, and the second you stare at it, it gets a dent. They're little emo cars. They hurt themselves. Let's see here. What else can I blab on about? As you see, I'm having a hell of a time with this pipe today. It's a bastard of a pipe. I call him Fred. Fred has a face. Meet Fred. You probably can't see this face, but yes, you can see the profile. He's a pirate pipe. Other things that entertain me. Stupid people. God, you love stupid people. Stupid people you can always rely on to do something amazing and stupid at the same time. Or amazingly stupid. Like the guy that decides he's going to go outside, light up a cigarette, and fill up his lawnmower with gasoline, and then blow himself up out in his backyard. I've seen it. I laugh my ass off. Meanwhile, my neighbor is running around terrorized because he's on fire. He got the lawn mowed after extinguishing himself and burning half of it. It was quite amusing. Then he's wondering why I didn't call for help. You think I'm going to miss this priceless entertainment comedic value of watching my neighbor burn himself up in his own backyard because of his own stupidity? Yes, I'm going to stand here, lean over the gas tank, look inside, light up a cigarette, and then proceed to fill it with gasoline. Yeah, that was just a very bad combination of things that led to idiocracy at its finest. I'm just going, man, I wish you would have taken yourself out of the picture and done us all a favor. This is why I love the rednecks, too. Self-controlling, self-regulating population. True, they may look ugly, but you know eventually they will off themselves in a very creative manner that you'll be reading about in the news the next day. Jeb decided to go fishing and drove his truck into the lake, thinking it'd be a faster way of doing it. Beer, alcohol, and rednecks, yeah, just creativity on a mass scale. You can't script this stuff, people. You just can't. She's a bitch this morning. I don't know why, but this pipe is being a bitch. Probably because I mispacked it or something like the sort, so I stab it a few times. Implements of destruction here, people. Never trust a college-educated redneck as myself with sharp implements of destruction and morbid creativity. You're going, college-educated redneck, what the hell does he mean by that? Well, I'll tell you. You see, where I went to school at was out in the middle of fucking nowhere, Nebraska. 100 or 200 miles away from anything and everything that most people would recognize as civilization. This is where there just happened to be a school. It's like God went around walking and just randomly dropped a school out here to make fun of people. I'm talking about the Old Testament wrath of God type God, the one that wants to smite his enemies, and not the new lovey-dovey New Testament type God that believes in fairies and rainbows flying out of people's asses. So yeah, this is where I went to school at. School, college in the countryside leads to very evilly creative people like myself. You give us enough alcohol, an education, and we'll figure out how to do the most stupid things ever. You should see the IT department. They could build a brewery out of anything. Hey, give me some of that copper tubing, a couple of those flasks over there, and go grab a loaf of bread and some mold, and we're going to have ourselves a beer brewery in about 5 minutes. Expect the next cold ones by around 2 o'clock when class gets over, and we're ready for the damn weekend. It was amazing. What'd you get your college degree in? Beer making and drinking. I went to 4.5 years of school, and I didn't learn shit. But I did learn how to hold my liquor and get fucking inebriated every weekend. Which was also a very highlighting event when the locals would say, we're going to bring our high school kids to school here and have an extended weekend, and they come to school there to see half the populace passed out in the parking lot or in front of their dorms, pissed drunk or rolling kegs up to the window, even though this was a quote-unquote dry campus. Hell, I had a better liquor locker walking down the hallways at 2 a.m. on a Sunday after the parties had been over, and I could just pick up random bottles as I went down. It was amazing. I was well stocked, and I could rival any bar in a 5-state area. Well, I think that's it for me ranting for now. This probably wasn't as entertaining as I thought it was going to be. Oh well. This has been a Dung Bomber production. Signing off. Piss off. Shut up. If you didn't like it, leave a comment. I probably won't answer, and I'll probably ignore you. If you did like it, leave a comment anyway. I might answer, but I probably still won't. Whatever. Yes, you get to stare at me smoking. Why? Do you have a problem with this? Probably. And if you're wondering, yes, I'm wearing a green hat, I'm wearing a green shirt, I'm wearing a green sports coat. It's almost close to St. Patty's Day. You're wondering, where's the alcohol, and how come we haven't seen you getting shit-faced obliterated? Well, due to the fact that I have a certain type of job that sometimes requires me to be sober for stupid, tragic events, this was unluckily my weekend to be sober. Yes, of course, they're trying to fuck me out of having a great time, but I can't do anything about it. I work for the government. People like, you work for the government? What the hell do you do? I make sure generators run. It's really an unglorified job, but hell, it's a paycheck and a place to live, and I get to see the world on the government's dime. Basically, social welfare for single men, i.e. the military. Gotta love it. Well, that's it from me. Have a good one. I'll catch you on the flip side, and if I have any more time this weekend, I might make a few more of these things because I ain't doing jack shit. Finish.